Good afternoon. My name is Kobe Long, and today I'll be talking about how I'm against vaping. I'm going to give you a little bit of an educational background on it, and hopefully that'll steer you in the right direction, and hopefully you will not pick up a vape, and I hope you quit. That's what the main goal of this is. So I'm going to give you a definition on what actually vaping is, and then I'm going to talk about some of the different types of vapes, and then after that I'm just going to give you a little bit of the cons of it. I'm not really going to go into really deep detail on it because you can research this yourself. So let's start off with the definition. What is vaping? Vaping is the act of inhaling and exhaling the aerosol, often referred to as vapor, which is produced by an e-cigarette or similar device. A lot of people are really misinformed. When you talk about vaping, they think it's water vapor, but it's not really water vapor, it's aerosol. So it's kind of like poisonous to you, when it stays in your lungs and stuff. So after that, let's talk about the different types of vapes. Today, let's talk about the most popular one, I feel, in my opinion, the e-cigarette. It's called Juul. Juul got really popular here in the last 2 years. They actually started banning a lot of their flavors because it was so highly addictive to young teenagers and stuff, which is not good. The reason why I feel Juuls are so popular is because they're just easy to take care of. They're pretty much, you can do whatever you want to them and they'll still work. They're easy to charge, and like I said, they had a lot of assorted flavors, a lot of flavors that everybody liked, so that's probably one of the more reasons it was more popular. The next one I feel like is actually coming up is disposable vapes. Disposable vapes are probably, they're getting up there with Juul because they're just so convenient. You go into the store, you can buy them anywhere pretty much. Go in there and pay you about $14, $15 for them. The reason why they're disposable is because you don't charge them. You just pretty much just open the pack and just sit there and just smoke them until they get done. And most time they average from 300 to 400, smokes, I guess you could say, puffs, I guess you could say, per one. As soon as you get done with it, you just throw it away, and it's just as simple as that. It's really easy. The next one, I feel like another type of vape is the mods. Mods really ain't as popular as they was before. They actually is what started vaping. You really don't see many people in mods unless they like to do tricks and stuff like that, honestly, or it's more of the older group of people who vape. They're pretty much more of a smoke vape. They don't really just get you, nicotine don't get as concentrated in them. You can't get nicotine as much in them. You can get 3 to 6. Okay, and on to the next things. So some cons about vaping. Vaping is highly addictive, obviously, because of nicotine and stuff. Especially vaping is really dangerous for preteens and stuff because they have so many flavors now, and they pretty much, you can get it to taste like anything, and they can get addicted on it. And teenagers, it's hard to get away from something that you've been on for so long and you've been addicted to. The next thing is popcorn lung, or that is a nickname for bronchitis obliterans, something, and that's pretty much just a condition that damages your lungs, the smallest airways, and it makes you cough and feel short of breath. I feel like nobody really wants to ever feel like that. So, vaping can also have a cause and a higher risk in cancer. They've actually linked lung, oral, and bladder cancer to, people who vape. It just, it's just one of the things. We really don't know, what all it'll do yet. We're still, in the guinea pig stage. People who vape are pretty much guinea pigs right now. We don't really know what the long-term, actual stuff that can happen to you can do to you yet. We're still waiting on that. The next thing that's kind of gross, and it's one of the things I always tell people, you're inhaling heavy metals whenever you vape, and a lot of them. Pretty much nickel, tin, and lead, some vape juices have had contained it, and it's just, you don't really know what you're going to get whenever you go unless you really pay attention, which is just kind of really disgusting. The next one is, it's bad for your heart and lungs. When people talk about that, I always tell them a story about how, when first vapes come out, it's one of them things that you're driving down a car, the windows are up and everything, you're sitting there just hitting the vape and everything, and over time you'll start to see a little development of this glue substance on your windshield that you have to clean off, and that's just Like if you really truly think about it, that's what you're inhaling in your lungs, and that's just not good. I just feel like that's just disgusting. I always tell people that. The next thing is I would like to thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you take it and run with it, and have a good day.